Hello. Okay. Welcome to Ask Dr. Love. I'm your host, Dr. George Xavier Love, and you're listening to Ask Dr. Love podcast. And this is the place where you come to ask questions about acupuncture, Asian medicine, herbal medicine, nutrition, and your health. Every day we bring you exciting information that's going to change your life. I'm the Blue Dragon, and I carry a bag of pearls of wisdom about health and your body and the things that I think are important that you should know. You can listen to Ask Dr. Love podcast on Siri, Alexa, Google. All you got to do is say, "Hey Google, play Ask Dr. Love podcast." "Hey Siri, play Ask Dr. Love podcast." "Hey Alexa, play Ask Dr. Love podcast." Uh-oh, we got too many devices going off. They're all trying to play the podcast right now. So, if you have questions during this information segment, you can write your questions in now. We got some questions left over from the last 2 days. And then I'm going to open it up after I explain a few things to you. So, I get questions every day. Will you be on my show? Will you appear on my Zoom broadcast? And I'm like, well, what do you want me to say? And they all say the same thing. Just give us one thing that's going to change our lives. Just give us one little tidbit of all the 42 years of knowledge that you have that's going to change our lives. I want my listeners to learn one thing from Dr. Love. And for some reason, that really annoys me, because I cannot condense 42 years of knowledge into one thing that's going to change your life. There is no magic pill. I don't have a magic acupuncture pin that I'm going to stick at one point and all your problems are going to go away. There's some guy running around talking about emotional release body work, and he's going to do this woo-woo in front of you, and boom, all your emotional stagnation, all your emotional problems, your entire life is just going to go away. I'm like, really? People are that gullible? Okay, so I have a proven method. So I'm going to give it to you quick, and then we're going to go back and we're going to look at it detail by detail. Number one, if you're stuck in your head, go pluck yourself. Now, you've got a temporal lobe, you've got a parietal lobe of your brain. You've got a cranial pump. You've got a pineal gland. You've got a pituitary gland. You've got all kinds of stuff going on in your head. And if you're thinking too much, if you're confused, if you're making bad decisions, go pluck yourself. So what are we plucking? We're plucking the SCM, the sternocleidomastoid muscle. And it attaches to the back of the jaw, which is the mastoid. Cleido is the collarbone. Sternal is the collarbone. Cleido is the neck, and mastoid is the jaw. So when we pluck, we're increasing blood flow into the brain. That's how you get out of being stuck in your head. Go pluck yourself. Now, what if you have emotional diarrhea, or even worse, emotional constipation? Then you need to cut your crap. What's your crap? Your conditioned response attitude problem, CRAP. That won't work. That'll never happen. She'll never do that. He's an idiot. So you have a smart alecky response for every situation that comes up. You're not helpful. You're not positive. You don't lift people up. You're just full of your own ego identity, and putting people down with one-liners. So cut your crap. You need to take an emotional enema. So what is an emotional enema? First of all, you have to ID your crap. Your abandonment, rejection, betrayal, abuse, your craving power, possessions, and pleasure, your needing to look good, be right, unexpressed desires, and unreasonable demands. So all these things, you have to identify what's going on with you. And then we do an acu tapping method to break the neural patterns of addiction to yourself. And then we do something called the 6 healing sounds, and then we do something called the 6 healing breaths, and then we do the 5 tones, and then we do the emotional release dance. And all that is an emotional enema. And you need to do that like a couple times a week for about 6-8 weeks. Because all of your choices are based upon your emotional states. Your anger, your fear, your worries, sadness, loneliness, grief, anxiety, all of your emotional states are the cause of your choices. So how do we get out of those emotional states? You got to take an emotional enema for your constipation. That's where you get all bound up, or your emotional diarrhea. Now, the thing that I teach so well to help people, number one, is how to stand, is your posture. Your structure determines your function. So if your structure is off, your function's off. So what I teach is how to stand, how to sit, and how to breathe. That's number one. Number two, I teach you what to eat, what to drink, and how to think. I teach critical thinking skills. The next thing I teach is a moving meditation. And then I teach sleepitation. Then, what is a moving meditation? It's a particular way of moving where your structure is straight and you are moving in a particular way that induces the proper way of breathing. And you're so concentrated on your movement, you can't think negative thoughts like self-limiting beliefs or self-destructive behaviors. And then I teach sleepitation. I make spiritual practice your bedtime ritual. Your spiritual practice is your bedtime ritual of awareness, connection, and evolution. That's sleepitation. And we're going to do a whole podcast just on sleepitation. The next thing I teach is to read. I give you a book list. Listen to yourself and feel your actual feelings. Feel your skin, feel your body, feel your heart, feel your brain, feel your kidneys. Read, listen, and feel. And the last thing I teach you is how to love, how to dance, and how to heal. So, what's the one thing that you can leave with our listeners, Dr. Love? What can you do to help us get it? Love, dance, and heal. If you're looking for one thing, love yourself, and you learn how to love yourself, it teaches you how to love others, how to dance. So we've got chakra dance, we got qigong dance, we've got spiral dance, we've got spinning dance, we got jumping dance, we got shamanic dance. Love, dance, and heal. And heal is actually rest and play. That's how you heal, with rest and play. So that's the proven process of healing. It cleans up the 3 filters that protect the heart. The kidneys, which filters all the fluids, the liver, which filters all the blood, and the spleen, which controls the entire lymphatic system, and your immune system. So if you're looking for the magic acupuncture pin, that's it in a nutshell. So now we're going to open it up for you to ask questions. And while we're waiting for that, we had a couple of questions yesterday that we didn't get a chance to get to. So,
I'll pull it up for you.
So, cut your crap. Take an emotional enema. Stuck in your head, go pluck yourself. Go pluck yourself. I'm going to make a t-shirt. Go pluck yourself. Okay.
810.
If you want to text me from your phone, text to 81010 at Ask Dr.Love from your cell phone, anywhere. You can text me and ask me a question. That's the best way to get in touch with me. If you want to make an appointment, ask a question about a family member, a situation. If you're in the doctor's office and you've got a really confusing diagnosis, if you're facing surgery, you can ask me anything. But the single most important thing you can do is to breathe. And I teach you how to sit and stand and how to breathe, how to eat, drink, and think. Moving meditation and sleeping meditation. Read, listen, and feel. Love, dance, and heal.
All right, are you ready for the first question?
I'm ready for the first question.
So I have been celibate for 13 years. So I guess my hormones are messed up. Is that correct? And what should I have been taught about the health side of celibacy?
Okay, so what is the health side of celibacy? And if you've been celibate for 13 years, are your hormones messed up? Absolutely. Okay, was that a man or a woman? Or
It's a woman.
It's a woman. Okay. So it is much worse for a woman to be celibate than a man because your hormones are dependent upon touch. There's something called interstitial fluid. This fluid is below the surface of the skin. This fluid is part of the endocrine system. Guess what? The fat around your organs is also part of the endocrine system. They produce hormones that either help you or hurt you. So you need to be touched. Women need to be touched. Just like you pet a cat or a dog, you need to pet women. Women need 20 minutes of non-sexual touch a day. I'm going to say it again because I don't think you heard me. 20 minutes of non-sexual touch every day. Now, if you're in a relationship, you sleep in the bed with somebody, you're going to get your 20 minutes of non-sexual touch. But you don't have a roommate, you don't have somebody you live with, you're going to need some hugs. And those hugs need to be 20 seconds. So if we're talking about 20 minutes of non-sexual touch, then how many seconds? That's 30, yeah, that's 30 hugs. That's 60 hugs, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's 60 hugs you're gonna need a day if you're gonna get 20 minutes of non-sexual touch. That's what a woman needs. Now, the hormones are produced in the Jing field from what it is that you eat. So your Jing field requires belly rubs Everybody likes belly rubs. Everybody likes belly rubs. So maybe you could rub your own belly before and after each meal. Maybe you could do 20 circles of your own belly before and after each meal. Perhaps you could rub up your arm and down the inside. Rub up the outside, across the neck, across the jaw, and down the inside. Perhaps you could do that. So you could do up the outside, back, across the neck, down the chin, and down the front. Perhaps you could do that. That is all non-sexual touch. Or you could do massage your legs before you get out of bed, or before you go to sleep. You could do a self-massage. You could do an organ check. How's my heart? How's my lungs? How's my stomach? How's my small intestine? How's my liver? How's my spleen? You could do a non-sexual touch of your internal organs. You could do a complete body check. So these are things that you can do for yourself to balance your hormones for people who don't have a sexual partner. Now, there are 4 Qigong exercises. I can't demonstrate them in this setting because I'm kind of wired up. But if you join the class, loveqigong.com, I teach all 4 of those sexual Qigong exercises as part of the Boost Your Immune system. And I delineate specifically which exercises are good for sexual energy when you don't have a partner. So that's the best way to balance your hormones. Okay?
The next question is, do cold showers help with traumatic stressful effects on the nerves? Breathing weak.
Do cold showers affect traumatic
stressful effects on the nerves?
Traumatic stressful effects. Okay, traumatic.
Cause you to breathe weak. Breathe weakly.
To breathe weakly. No, cold showers is really a good thing for you. If you take a cold shower, it forces the internal body to heat up. Yes, it's a good thing. Taking cold showers is a really good thing. Tony Robbins has a cold pool next to his bedroom, and he sets the temperature at 50 degrees. Now, I went in the ocean this morning. It was about 68, 70 degrees when I went into the ocean this morning. And that's cold. That's cold for us. But if you jump into a 50-degree temperature, it's really, really good for your heart and your circulation. So that's something that Tony Robbins does every day. And he told me personally, every morning I get up and I'm thinking, I'm going to skip it today. He has to literally talk himself into doing it, even though he had it built, even though he knows it's the best thing for him. And Tony is like 6'8". He's a big guy. He has to talk himself into doing it. So taking a cold shower, you've got to work at it. You got to talk yourself into doing it.
Next question is, what are the best Qigong exercises before bed for a peaceful rest?
Well, the best Qigong exercises is sleepitation. And that's where we do a deep breathing followed by chanting for 10 to 20 minutes. And this chanting creates an internal vibration that allows the heart to slow down, the respiration to slow down, the muscles to relax, the nervous system to relax, and the bones to elongate. So breathing and chanting meditation is the best thing to do before you go to bed in order to develop really great sleep.
With Dr. Love, what can be done to heal arthritis?
What can be done to heal arthritis? Okay, so arthritis in the fingers, in the wrist, in the elbow, in the shoulders, in the hips, in the knees, in the ankles, in the toes. The best way is dependent upon where the arthritis is. But you can just, this is called body drumming. So you can actually put energy into the place where you feel the pain. You can literally break up the stagnation, just like using a hose to clean off sand and leaves off your sidewalk. You can do this particular method to break up stagnation. That is a really, really good way to help with arthritis. Now, as I said before, structure determines function. So we'd have to change your structure. We'd have to teach you particular exercises for if the arthritis is in your hands, your wrist, your elbow, or your shoulder. I would teach you different if they were hips, knees, or ankles. I would teach you different if it was your back or if it was your neck. So there's no one single thing. You'd have to do a variety of particular Qigong exercises based upon where your arthritis is located.
Okay, so I know you said when you're stuck in your head, you got to go pluck yourself, right? So that's something you do in the physical. What do you need to do in your mental to get unstuck from your head?
That's an excellent question. The best way to get unstuck in your head, believe it or not, is to go to sleep. And that's so hard when your brain is racing. How am I going to go to sleep? So that's why we do sleepitation. That's when you do the breathing. That's when you do the slowing down. Because when your physical body gets a chance to slow down, then your brain actually gets a chance to slow down. So where do you go when you go to sleep? The answer is you go to God. So you've got beta, which is waking state. That's when your brain is in a frenzy. Then alpha is what we call the hypnotic state. Then theta is what we call the healing state. And then we go into delta, which is the deep sleep. And that's when your brain slows down to 0 to 3 cycles per second. And that's our objective, is to get into delta. And that's where we meet God. And then from delta we go back to theta, which we call the genius state, because you gain information when you go to God. Then we go into alpha, which is the dream state. We wake up briefly and then we fall back asleep. Then you wake up and then you fall back asleep. And you do that 4, 5, 6 times every night. You wake up and then fall back asleep. So as you're transitioning from alpha to theta to delta, back to theta, back to alpha, as you're in that state, that's when you can alter the subconscious program that allows you to either make better choices or bad choices. So when you're stuck in your head, go to sleep, go to God.
There's no questions.
No more questions. So the magic acupuncture pin does not exist. But go pluck yourself, cut your crap, take an emotional enema, learn to sit, stand, and breathe, learn to eat, drink, and think, learn moving meditation, sleepitation, read, listen, and feel, and above all, love, dance, and heal. Your health is in your hands. Prevention is the only cure. And if you want to be well, you've got to Qi Gong well. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow, I'm Dr. George Xavier Love for the Blue Dragon Qigong Academy.